Hi, welcome to Central London, and we're here for a very special night tonight. Behind me is the premiere, the Your Lie in April musical. Luckily, Anime UK has managed to grab himself an invite to see what his wonderful show is all about. So let's go and check it out. Very nice picture.
So, what did I think of the Your Lie in April musical? I actually came across Your Lie in April originally on Netflix, and I was a little bit late to the party, so I ended up watching the entire series pretty much all at once. It was one of them shows that it got me hooked straight away, and it has gone down as like one of my top 5 favourite anime. See, I really do like what I call the sad animes. This is stuff like the Clannades, the Angel Beats, and the Anahoras. It was actually that good. I remember I really wanted to watch it again and ended up watching it with my girlfriend of the time, and she really enjoyed it. Of course, she found it really sad as well. So when I found out there was a stage musical, there was a part of me going, oh yeah, I'm really excited, and there's also a part of me going, actually I'm a little bit terrified because this is one of my all-time favourite anime. Plus, there already been a live action movie that is very, I'm going to say it the kindest way, a little bit meh compared to the anime. Yeah, that was the one little bit that did have me worried if it would end up like that. And of course, the Your Lie in April anime is 24 episodes long, and the Your Lie in April manga, which of course the anime is based on, is 11 chapters. So this stage play only has 3 hours, so there's already going to unfortunately have to be stuff that's going to be on the cutting room floor. So I'm going to start off talking about the cast and the characters of this play. And I guess I kind of have to start off with, I guess, kind of what's not there. There are 2 characters, or I guess really 2.5 characters if you include the fact one of them has a child, that aren't actually unfortunate in this play. Out of the 2 characters they could cut, they probably had the least amount of stuff to do. One of the characters not being there, kind of, there is a point later on in the play that in the original anime this character kind of comes in and explains something, and in the play they had to do it a little bit differently. I think I'll cover that a little bit more later. I will first say this, the ensemble were absolutely amazing in both the showings that I did get to see. Really worked well together. They had some really fun bits to do, whether that be where they got to actually be, I guess, the main focus, or when, of course, when the leads were singing, they did have some really fun set pieces to do. I will say to the lady who played Kosuke's mother, this is a big part of the anime for me. They really do Kosuke's mother really well. She's just sort of seen as this really sort of like nasty sort of, every time she's on screen everything's blurry and dark and she's saying all these terrible things, and it's quite terrifying. And they actually do get a lot of this into the play. Like anytime she comes on stage, sort of the effects sort of go, the lights go dim. I really do like that little like attention to the detail. They realise probably when watching anime that this is how to do this character right. There's even like a scene I think where she's just on stage, she doesn't say anything, but just the aura she's given, you can just feel Kosuke's like inner demons going through his head. And yeah, I must say that was really cool. Another 2 characters I feel very important to Your Lie in April are Emi and Takashi. These are essentially Kosuke's old rivals when he was a child. I mean, in the anime they do get quite an interesting arc. So of course, this only being a 3-hour play, unfortunately a lot of their stuff did have to sort of go to the side, and they do more turn them into comic relief characters. But I do still feel they mostly got their story across, and the fact that these 2 are actually, I feel, really important characters that they could have potentially just like removed them all together. They do have a really cool part just about the middle of the play, and they do have a really kind of funny and sweet line towards the end that actually does really wrap up well their character arc. I mean, the anime does another job, but I'm really impressed that the little time they had, they still actually did justice to both these characters. So now on to the main cast, the main four. We'll start with Dean John Wilson, and I'm gonna be honest here. In the anime, I think Watari is not really that much of an interesting character. Unfortunately, they don't ever really give him a lot to do. He is a bit of a stereotypical character. There is one scene near the end that is really good, that is actually luckily still in this play, but really apart from that, he was more of he feels more of a wall, so the main character can't actually get what he kind of wants. Dean has done an absolutely amazing job from turning what this character is like kind of boring in the anime to actually a really interesting and fun character in the play. He's absolutely delightful. Anytime he was on stage, he made him funny, and I think that really worked for this character. He still did his job. He still kind of needs to be there to to cause the friction, I guess, kind of in the love triangle, but he really did a good job. He had some absolutely hilarious lines, and it was kind of an absolute treat. There was a kind of change to this character. It actually was a really good change, and it kind of shows you why this adaptation is actually really good. There is things they actually have improved upon from the anime. Also, he did an absolutely amazing scene, one of the scenes towards the end, the one scene I was talking about in the anime that I actually really liked. I'm happy he did an absolutely amazing job showing he could still bring seriousness to this role, even though it had been made a bit more comedy focused. He still absolutely delivers the goods when he needs to be serious, so absolutely amazing performance there. And I also say Rachel Kei-chan as Tsubaki, she was also another really amazing performance. Just a lot like Dean's performance, she did have to do a lot of comedy, but she did also have some really good serious scenes, and she really did well. She's a really good little actress. She actually ended up having my favourite line of the entire play. That was, why are you always on the ground? Out of context. Go and see the show so you know what in context that is. And also I think she had one of the best serious roles. There's a really good scene towards the end with her that I thought she was really amazing. Absolutely amazing scene. It was so well written, and her delivery of it was absolutely amazing. So she did a really good job. And now on to Maya Kabasashi as Kaori. Of course, Kaori is always going to be a very important part of Your Lie in April. I guess people could argue she's the main character. Again, technically Kōsei is the main character, but she does have a very important part. And I must say, I didn't realise this was actually her West End debut. This is actually her first ever role. And man, what a role to get first time. It's such a big colourful role. She's just full of life. The character is just full of life. Absolutely lovely. And when most people think of Your Lie in April, this is the character everybody thinks of. So this is the fact that this is someone's West End debut, with fans who already absolutely adore this character. And oh my god, she totally delivers. She's wonderful. She's hilarious, and there's some parts where it gets really sad, and she can just do it all. And her musical numbers, I must say, perfect. That essentially is one of hers, I think, her signature song. Absolutely amazing song. If it wasn't for another song, I'm going to go into that later on, it probably would have been my favourite song of the whole play. But yeah, she's done it absolutely, and the fact this is a debut, that makes it even more. I was looking up, going, what's this girl done before? What? Her debut? This can't, this girl's gonna probably go places. And of course, we come to Zhang X Yong as Kōsei. Of course, this is really the main character of Your Lie in April. He is the focal point of the play. And Kōsei is a character that he's very complex. He's got a lot going on, of course, with sadly the death of his mother, and I guess the loom of his mother. He is the main driving force of this play. I must say, this is an absolutely amazing performance. He has to do so much. He has to be funny, he has to be sad. He actually has to say, he does a really good job at one point. I'm going to go into this later on. It was an absolutely amazing scene. And I truly do feel like he has absolutely captured the character. Someone who's coming in, who's seen the anime and absolutely adores the anime, and you know, he gets it so dead on. He realizes that this character was so correct in the anime that there wasn't going to be a lot needed to change in the play for this character. So now I've done the cast, I guess I'm sort of just going to do sort of overall of stuff I liked and stuff I didn't like. Luckily in the didn't like, I think I'm going to start off with the didn't like. This is actually more from my friend. I had a friend with me who, she's an anime fan, but she's not seen Your Lie in April, so she kind of understands what anime is like, but she hadn't seen Your Lie in April. And there's essentially, as I said earlier, there's a character that is not in this play who in the anime essentially explains something to Kōsei that makes him have a different outlook on something. This character not being there, they didn't sort of give this role to another character. Instead, they essentially kind of just have a scene where Kōsei kind of changes his mind by himself by saying, oh, I didn't realize this until right now. And my friend kind of turned around at me at the end and he went, hey Tim, in the anime does Kōsei just all of a sudden change his mind about that? And I kind of had to be like, yeah, in the anime that's like, you know, that's a couple of episodes of like, that's like an entire episode of like essentially us being shown a flashback from a different point of view and being realized that unfortunately, you know, sadly there was more to the situation. Of course, this being a musical, they kind of like were stuck unless they wanted to introduce this character who literally would have probably just appeared, explained this one thing away and kind of disappeared. I can understand why they didn't introduce this character. They tried right, they almost got it right. They almost, because in the show the flashbacks are presented differently to see how Kōsei has been, so it does really show this character in a different light, and they did the same thing. They sort of lit this character totally differently, so I could see what they were doing, but I can understand to a new viewer this is like going to be like, okay, he just changed his mind all of a sudden. Now, of course, it's not like the West End has adapted a humongous book and decided to throw characters out and throw plot points out and become a massive hit. It's not like that's ever happened before in the West End. Now, I guess good news, I'm onto stuff that I actually like. So the fact, I guess that was like one kind of, and that was more Karen kind of pointing it out to me. I would say I did love a lot of the music. There was some absolutely, of course, I have said Perfect. That is Kaori's song. Really amazing song, totally something that when I hear that song I think of that character. I will also say I really did like Just Like a Movie. I do like the fact that some of these songs do come back as a revise. They do sound really good. 4.9, the speed of sound, is an absolute earworm. Unfortunately, there is no like full uncut English version. There is a Japanese version online somewhere, but unfortunately, like one of them things, I just keep wanting to find it. I think there's a version they did at West End Live, and that's the only version that is online. I just totally want to play this song because it's absolutely amazing. It totally makes this play worth it. It's kind of like almost their theme song. It's absolutely amazing number that goes along with it. The choreography in it is really fun and clever. It is actually recreating the scene for the anime. I'm just so annoyed that I can't hear this song. Now, also going to say I like how they did the live music. Now, Kaori, of course, plays the violin. Mai didn't actually play the violin, but what sort of happened was anytime she comes to play the violin, sort of the stage would rotate and the lady who actually was playing the violin would come to the front of the stage. And I really like that, how normally of course you get like a pit somewhere where all the musicians sit, and that I really like the fact, of course this show is about music, they actually sort of put a front and center musician so we could actually see her perform. I believe all the piano pieces were actually performed by the actors if they were by the actor, so by Kōsei if he was performing it. They didn't sort of bring out a piano. It does feel like, from what I could see from the piano in the middle, because there was a piano in the middle of the set the entire time, which is sensible because considering what the play is about. Got live piano performances, and there's a part towards the end of the play where essentially everything is kind of just looking hopeless for our main character, he just comes on stage and he just sits there and he just plays this piece on the piano. Now, I will admit, before this, the play was pretty like light, fluffy, popcorny, with the odd part of drama, but this is where the play just like all of a sudden just comes so dramatic, and just out of nowhere we just got this just one man and his piano, and he was playing it live, and he was just doing it so well. And there's the piano, they sort of have an effect that he was rotating, because you sort of see Kōsei putting all his sort of anger and fears into this one song. No lyrics, no nothing, just him on the piano, just like the character in the anime, just finally finding his ability to play the piano, letting it all out. And it ended, and literally we're in with all the press, we're in with all the West End people, and one person stood up, another person stood up, and before we knew it, everybody was standing up, and this is the middle of the show, this isn't like the end of the show, and everybody's up, and it was absolutely amazing. I felt, it was one of those moments you have to be there, and it's like you have to see this play just to see that one scene. It's just so well done, and it just feels really true to the original source material. And it sort of has, I feel like that one song, in that one song, Your Lie in April has just been represented. It's been represented so well. So overall, what did I think of Your Lie in April? Well, Your Lie in April is one of my favourite animes, and this adaptation truly was extremely respectful for it. Did most of the things right, pretty much everything right. What they changed, they needed to change. It's a faithful adaptation, it's a true adaptation, it's a better adaptation than the live action movie, I can tell you that now. The music totally adds something, it adds a whole nother layer to Your Lie in April. This is just like, if you want to experience it again, it's a really good way to experience it again. It stays true to the source material. And of course, the great thing about it is it means a whole new audience is going to find Your Lie in April and find this wonderful musical and go, hey, I really enjoy this. You know what? I may read the manga. Hey, I may watch the anime. And that's going to be even more people. And that's good about an adaptation, is when something's good, it brings in a new audience, and they're going to get to experience. Some people who probably aren't, don't want to watch anime. Of course, I'm pretty sure Your Lie in April is probably still on Netflix. I need to check that. But yeah, you can go home and probably say, it's on Netflix, and watch it and go, okay, cool, this is a really, really cool franchise. And it's projects like this that gets really great shows and ideas out there, and this is the sort of thing why I started this channel, to get the word out about amazing projects like this one. I must say thank you so much to the Your Lie in April team. They have been amazing the entire way through. They have been sending us some really like all the photos and all the updates, and it's just been absolutely amazing experience just to witness this all grow. And of course, Matt Pat has actually joined the crew. I think he's the executive producer. I think he is doing some Q&As. I think they have already all happened by the time this video is out, but please do keep your eye on the website, because I wouldn't be surprised if he may, if there is something else in the future. I really do hope Your Lie in April does really well. I hope there is a Broadway version. I think this could, if it found the right audience, have a it could have a really big cult following. I'd like to see a tour. I already know one person who's like, I'll go and see this. He loves Your Lie in April, but he hates going to London. And he was like, if it goes anywhere near him, he's like, day one, I am buying tickets to this. So yeah, this is the sort of project you should be going out there and supporting. If you like Your Lie in April, the anime, yeah, you're going to enjoy this. If you've never seen Your Lie in April, I actually would strongly recommend. This is actually a great entry point. Only 3 hours of your life, and you're going to hear some really catchy songs, and you're going to see some really great performances. So yeah, I strongly recommend Your Lie in April the musical. Please do grow and grab tickets while you still can. I believe it is running until September. Please do. And don't forget, we're at Anime UK and we take a British look at the world of anime. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button to see more anime adventures.